Hello again, this is Katie. This is my second video from What Does Science Say, which is my blog. This video is going to focus on, does vitamin C serum work? And does it help the skin? Does it help with wrinkling? Does it build collagen? Does it help the appearance of your skin? And also want to talk about the surprising thing that you may not know about vitamin C that I learned in my research. So here we go. It's been common knowledge for quite a while that taking vitamin C is supposed to help with colds, but more recently I've been seeing recommendations to use it on my face, a lot of times in the form of a serum. There's a lot that you can buy and also a lot of recipes online of serums that you can make for yourself. So it's all the rage, I guess, these days, but I wanted to do the research to find out what's behind this. Why are people saying that it helps my skin? So can a topical, and topical means on your skin or outside, application of vitamin C help my skin? And as I researched, I found out that there's a lot of different types of vitamin C. And some are better than others apparently, but I chose to focus specifically on ascorbic acid, and I'm going to tell you why. Ascorbic acid is, the molecule of ascorbic acid is identical to the vitamin C molecule that you would find in oranges and other fruits and foods and things like that. So it's a natural form of vitamin C. It's effective according to the studies, which I'm going to get into, and it's easy to get a hold of. It's very easy to find and purchase. It's also very inexpensive if you choose to make your own serum. Or the serums also tend to be less expensive. So there's that. And with that out of the way, I'm not going to talk about the other forms of vitamin C except one, which is Tetrahexyldecyl Ascorbate, which is actually an oil-soluble form of vitamin C, and you will see it in some serums. It's kind of new, I guess, or newer. And it's popular. It's a lot more expensive, and it's also doesn't have very many studies, but the one study that I did read showed that it was quite effective. So I will link to that study down below, and also I found a safety assessment of the different types of vitamin C, which I will also post a link down below, and read about this specific form of oil-soluble vitamin C and found that yes, it is safe. So if you do have a serum that's using Tetrahexyldecyl Ascorbate, then apparently it's safe and effective, so that's great. But the reason I'm studying ascorbic acid is because of all the reasons I listed above, plus it's the one that I use. So I wanted to know, what's the deal, what's the story? So with that out of the way, let's take a look at what the research says about topical vitamin C in the form of a serum made from ascorbic acid. Okay, one long-term study, and by long-term I mean 6 months, said, well, it took a look at 20 women aged 51 to 59, so 20 women postmenopausal, and they were only allowed to use the vitamin C cream on the test area. And the test area was the lower neck and upper chest area, so kind of like right here. And they also used it on the forearm, on the top of the dorsal side of the forearm, which I think is the top side. I don't imagine if you used it on the bottom side, because you don't really get like as much sun there, so I imagine they used it on the top side. Okay, and the study was double-blind, and what that means is that the testers and the researchers did not know which ladies had the active ingredients, which in this case is vitamin C, and which did not. And they evaluated the results at baseline, which is before they started using it, at 3 months and at 6 months. And the way that they evaluated it, and kind of as a side note, the reason that I chose to look at this study is because A, it was done on humans, and B, it was done in vivo, which is on living beings, living human beings. And I think that's important because a lot of animals, test animals and whatnot, actually have the ability to create vitamin C in their skin, or their skin manufactures it, and human beings are unique in this respect that they do not manufacture vitamin C in their skin. So if you were to look at a study of a different animal maybe, I don't know if the results would carry over into human beings because we do not create our own vitamin C, so we are a special case. So I want to look at studies that study humans because I'm human and we're going to use it on human beings. Anyways, so how they evaluated the results. They did a 3mm punch biopsy. So they basically took a small chunk of skin and they processed it. And they stained it so they could look at the collagen and the elastin and those things under a microscope. And this also allowed them to see the damage. They looked at the damage at baseline, which is before they started, and again at 3 months and 6 months to see how things were progressing. And they also did something called a skin relief, which is basically, if you've ever used plaster of Paris or anything like that, they take a mold or a cast of the skin to view the ridges, and which ridges are kind of like wrinkles, I guess. So to see if they were improving and whatnot. So they also had a dermatologist come in and rate the skin, and also did test subject self-evaluation. So the testers also evaluated themselves, but I did not focus on those because I wanted to focus on the scientific aspects, which were the biopsies and the reliefs, to see what changes were there that were measurable. Okay, so that's how they studied the results. And the bottom line results of this study were significant favorable modifications of skin relief were induced, leading to the reappearance of an isotropic surface pattern. Okay, so as I read that and I was like, what does this mean? So they took a relief of the skin and they looked at the wrinkling in the skin, or the ridges, and they said they appear more isotropic. So what they're basically saying is that the skin appears more smooth and even. So it was appearing more smooth and even over time. I'm going to link to the study. The study has a picture of it, of what they're talking about. So if you look at the ridges, some of them will be red, and red is like a very deep ridge, and the bluer ridges are more shallow. So you will see a difference between more red ridges versus more blue ridges as kind of time goes on. So you can see that the skin actually does become smoother. Basically, you can look, if you don't believe me, you can go look. I'm probably not going to post a picture because I don't know if I'm allowed to do that from their study, but so isotropic, if you see that, basically it means that, well, the definition of isotropic is it has the same value when measured from different directions. And basically it just means it's more even. So, okay, more isotropic, whatever. And the study also said the optical profilemetry of a skin replica was used to quantify these changes. It is a valid and objective measure of skin topography. So topography, if you're familiar with maps, you can look at a topographic map and see mountains and valleys and peaks and crevices and canyons and all that. The same is true with your skin. They can take a topography of your skin to see the peaks and valleys and whatnot, and that is one way that they measured the effectiveness of vitamin C serum. So, moving on, the study went on to say this study showed 2 particular changes concerning skin relief. And by relief, they mean topography. The reappearance of small furrows, which are typical of young people, and the decrease of deeper furrows. I was like, yay, decrease of deeper furrows. I'm all for it. Okay. The study found that vitamin C promoted the growth of healthy elastic fibers and increased composite fibers in 2/3 of the patient study. I said, wait a minute. Okay, so in 2/3 of the patient study, so what about the other third that only showed small improvements in the elastic fibers? Well, the researchers explained that thanks to the skin biopsies they performed, they were able to see that the ladies in that group of 1/3 had little, if any, existing damage to the fibers, the elastic fibers to start with. So basically, vitamin C serum works better if you have more damage. So just like a diet would work better on someone that was really overweight, you would see more results probably than you would see in someone that needed to lose 5 pounds. It kind of works like that. So I guess that makes sense, right? So if they didn't have damage to begin with, there's not much to fix. So, and also with this test, the dermatologist ratings and the test subject evaluations were also very positive. If you want to read it, I'm going to put a link to the study there. Second question, does topical application of vitamin C increase collagen? So collagen, as you know, supports your skin and helps it from showing wrinkles. So this study followed 10 women ages 50 to 60, approximately the same age range. They used a 5% vitamin C cream on the forearm and a placebo cream on the other forearm. So this study was unique because each woman had active and placebo. So they could actually study the effects of the vitamin C cream on the same woman, placebo versus active ingredient, which I liked. I liked that they took the same woman and showed the results, one arm and the other arm, using the placebo, because I think that seems to me like it would be more accurate. So this study found that our data demonstrate that in postmenopausal women, the topical application of vitamin C is able to produce a coordinated increase in the steady state level of the mRNA for collagen type 1 and 3 as observed in 6 testers, and of the post-translational extracellular enzymes as observed in at least 7 of the 10 testers. We speculated that the non-responders might already have a concentration of the vitamin in skin great enough for maximal expression of the ascorbate responsive mRNA. Okay, that's a mouthful, what they're saying right there. Basically, what they're saying is that vitamin C increases, it signals your fibroblasts, which are in your skin. Fibroblasts are what create collagen. It somehow interacts with their RNA to tell them to start creating more collagen. Collagen type 1 and type 3. And also these researchers noticed that women that had high levels of vitamin C going into the study were less likely to benefit from the serum. I thought that was very interesting. So this study said that the most responsive of those to the vitamin C were those testers that had low levels of vitamin C. And the researchers also found that the level of photo damage did not correlate with the level of responsiveness to vitamin C. I thought that was interesting. So it had more to do with if they already had a maximum saturation of vitamin C in their blood. And if not, the serum was more effective. It was interesting. So your intake of vitamin C or lack of may determine how responsive your skin is to vitamin C serum. Okay. So levels of vitamin C as we age. The surprising finding you may not have heard, but I just told you kind of. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more anyways. So according to Oregon State University Linus Pauling Institute Micronutrient Information Center, older adults have considerably lower plasma levels of vitamin C. Okay. Which reminds me of what I just read in the study. The researchers said this: the results indicate that the functional activity of the dermal cell is not maximal in postmenopausal women and can be increased. Okay, so going into the study is not maximal. So if you are an older woman postmenopausal, they're saying that your dermal cells are not functioning optimally, and that they believe that they can be functioning better. So also reduced biosynthetic activity related to chronologic aging and low tissue concentration of the vitamin are the likely targets of the topical treatment. Okay. The study said that the women who saw the best results directly correlated with the level of vitamin C in their blood. Women with lower levels of vitamin C saw better results, meaning if you are seeing good results with your serum, you could be actually lacking vitamin C in your diet. not only could you be lacking vitamin C in your diet, you may not realize that you're lacking it because you consume the RDA recommended amount. If you consume plenty of vitamin C, or at least you think you do, it actually may not be enough. I was surprised to learn that, but as we age, we need more vitamin C. One thing that depletes vitamin C is oxidative stress. It uses up vitamin C. So if you have a lot of oxidative stress in your body, then you'll be using more vitamin C, and that is why smokers actually, the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C for smokers is double. They need twice as much vitamin C. So if you're subject to pollution or whatnot, you might need to raise your vitamin C intake. And also, as you age, I think you need to raise your vitamin C intake. So I was surprised to learn that I actually may need to eat more vitamin C. The truth is, it only takes a very teeny tiny amount to prevent scurvy. But as the study said, the dermal cells may not be functioning at full capacity. So researchers believe the capacity has the potential to be increased, and possibly vitamin C intake and topical serum can help optimize those dermal cells. So don't take the minimum amount. You may need to increase it. And I was also reading on the Oregon, I'll post a link to it below, but on the Oregon State University website, they were recommending for older adults 400 milligrams a day. So I would talk with your doctor about that recommendation and see if that's right for you, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist either, but I read studies. Okay. Can vitamin C serum improve the structure of our skin? So collagen has to do with structure, but first I want to start by mentioning that the skin has several layers. You probably know that, but I'm going to show a picture of a cross-section of skin. The dark pink layer is the epidermis, and the light pink layer is the dermis. And between those two is called the epidermal-dermal junction. So this is where the dermis meets the epidermis. The papillary dermis is the upper part of the dermis. So basically, it's well documented that the height of the epidermal-dermal junction decreases as we age, and decreases in photoage skin. So these researchers say yes, and this is actually the third study that I'm looking at. So these researchers say topical vitamin C can help restore structure in the skin. They studied women from all age groups, aged 18 to 80, for 4 months and did a follow-up at 2 months post-testing. The women applied the vitamin C on the forearm once a day for 4 months. And to quote the study, our data indicate that the topical application of vitamin C partially restores the anatomical structure of the epidermal-dermal junction in young skin and increases the number of nutritive capillary loops in the papillary dermis close to the epidermal tissue in the aged skin of postmenopausal women. So it increases the capillaries and thereby increases the blood flow. The researchers say an increase in density of the papillae on the vitamin C treated skin. Oh, the researchers say they noticed an increase in the density. Okay. The researchers noted that along with more dense papillae, new blood vessels grew, and these new blood vessels were anatomically normal and healthy. That's good news. We like it when things work properly, right? So the final verdict, my final verdict, based on what I learned, here's what I'm doing personally. I take a vitamin C supplement, 400 milligrams in the evening, and that way I'm sure that I'm getting enough vitamin C. It's really hard to overdose on vitamin C. I think 2 grams is the limit, but if you do OD on vitamin C, it will give you diarrhea, so not very pleasant, but 400 is not even close to that, so 400 milligrams of vitamin C is not close to that. So I take 400 milligrams at night, and I use the vitamin C serum on my face, neck, and arms, followed by a moisturizer and a sunscreen, which is a topic I'm going to talk about on another day. And that is all. If you find these videos helpful, please support our YouTube page and like and subscribe. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye.